G'day guys, what's cracking today? I want to talk to you about the Osmo Action 2 from DJI. What? It's not even out yet. No, it's not out. It's not out at all. It's not out, but there's been a ton of rumors and there's some things I think they should keep in mind as they're looking toward the new camera that I want to talk about today. And it's probably timely to do that. You see, every August, GoPro come out and they say, hey, we're announcing our new camera. So they'll come out and they'll say, we're announcing number 10. It's going to be great. Apart from the fact we haven't fixed the processor, and so it's going to keep bugging out and freezing on you, and you're going to hate us as a company because it's been over 10 years and we haven't been able to solve this. But apart from that, DJI will go, I think, let's just wait it out, see what they're offering, and then let's just blow them out of the water. And I think DJI can do that with the Osmo Action 2. Now, here's what they've rumored. About 2 weeks ago, there was a leak where, not like a green leak that you go in the ground, but where they leaked some things. Basically, their intern hit the big red button that put it on the internet, on their website, and then somebody came along and depressed the big red button and it came down a short while later. But when it came on, people went crazy and actually grabbed some screenshots and grabbed some of the footage of what it does. So they said that the new Osmo Action 2 will have ROCKSTEADY 2.0. Maybe they'll call it Rock Solid. I made that up all by myself. Rock solid. Stabilization, right? Rock steady, it stabilizes it. Rock solid, no movement at all. Come on. So ROCKSTEADY 2.0, built-in GPS. So you can do that thing, what's it called? Oh, holidaying and traveling. Yeah, that's it. It's been so long since we've got to do that. But if you holiday or travel, the GPS will pick it up wherever and whenever you are. You can really get the most out of working out exactly where you were when you took a photo or you took that video. So that would be really, really cool with that in it. It does night vision. So this camera's not great in low light, but they're working on some things, it would seem, that make it really good in low light, in night situations, like night time lapses and those sort of things. It'd be cool to take some star shots with this. It'd be cool to be able to vlog at night without a worry of it being pixelated or noisy, because that's kind of how it is. There's a story mode, which is just to work, I think, with Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all that at the moment. It seems a bit gimmicky, give or take. I'm not too bothered. A name change. So did you like the thumbnail? Oh, I was stoked with the thumbnail. I was pretty pumped with it. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, on it says OA2. And I think they're just going to call it the Action 2. I think they're going to drop the Osmo. But with the Osmo Mobile, they called that the OM4. So if they're keeping in line with that, they might go OA2. But the rumors are it's just going to be Action 2. So we'll see how that all pans out and what it all means. And then the big ticket item is they're going to go 8K at 60 frames a second. Now, we're never going to need 8K video, right? That's insane. However, the thinking is that you can crop down, right? So like I can crop down to here and still remain like 4K or 1080p high def at this size cropped in. Not that I crop there, I crop, boom, right there. I could crop in so I can zoom in. Really exciting at 60 frames a second. The bit rate on this is going to be nuts, and the capabilities of the processor, as well as reading from the sensor, going to be off the chain. So that's what's rumored to happen. That's what we think is going to happen. Now let's talk about what could happen. And if you're still here, please subscribe below because you're clearly loving it. If you want to become part of things, of what we're doing on the channel, and get to know some people, get to know me get to know you, us to learn from each other, please subscribe below. You can shout me a coffee if this video is of any value to you. There's videos that come out on Tuesdays and Saturdays every single week, and I love being able to take this journey with you. You make it far more spicy and entertaining and flavorsome. So be part of it. Just join part of the fun. Give me a bit of banter. Put some thoughts and insights in the comments. You've got any questions, or you've got like, oh, it should do this too. Put that in the comments. And if you want to do what you do best, which is rage against GoPro, you can do that down below as well. Okay. What should this camera be able to do? In no particular order, I would like to see a greater improvement on the high dynamic range when it comes to time lapses. I use this for time lapses all the time, and even when I use it in vlogs, what happens if it's really dark, you lose the detail. If it's really light, it blows out and just goes completely white. High dynamic range is the range between the dynamic of light And if it's a high dynamic range, it means it captures the detail in the lights and the detail in the darks and the shadows. I would like to see do a better job of that, have a higher HDR, high dynamic range on time lapses in particular, but across the board, it's really cool, but gives you something that doesn't look like it's HDR, right? The problem is it can just look a bit skewed and funny. So just do a better job capturing those two extremes. If it could take stills at 20 megapixel that were raw, this camera may well, for many people, replace most of the stuff in their bag. And I'll go on to why in just a few moments with all the other things I think it should be able to or could do or would be epic if it did. But if you could take a 20 megapixel photograph on this of just when you're going out, you're bushwalking and you're banging off some photos and you know that's raw and you can go back and edit it really decently afterwards, that's really exciting. Like it really, really exciting, and you're tempted to go, I'll just take this out with me when I go out with the family rather than any other stuff, providing it doesn't always shoot super ultra wide. So I would love on both stills and video for the ability for it to shoot ultra wide, but then to shoot wide and then to shoot linear and then to shoot zoomed in, and I would love each of those to be called whatever full frame millimeter equivalent they are. So if this is like 16 and then 24 and then 35 and then 50, like just to call them that as well, so it helps you when you're understanding this in relation to all your other photo gear and all the other photographic decisions you make. It would be super helpful if they could do that. But I'd like them not to lose the resolution on any of those things. Now, if you can do all of that in 8K, when it comes to here, you'd still be like around the 4K mark, right? So if you can give me this at 4K and this at 8K, boom, I'm sold. I mean, you already know I'm sold. Anyway, I'm going to buy it because I love DJI's products, especially the Osmo Action. I'm always raving about this. I would like to see it do super slow-mo. More effectively than that. 240 frames a second, so like really super slow. The GoPro does 240 frames, and you can use linear, which brings it in at 240 frames a second at 4K. It's amazing. I would love to see this do 240 frames a second. If you can only do it at 1080p, or you want to go up to 1000 frames a second, at 1080p, I'm okay with that, as long as I can zoom it in without losing resolution. Yeah, it would just be so cool and so handy. There's a few situations I'm like, oh, if I could go super slow-mo, it'd be super cool. So that would be really cool. It'd be cool if you could keep the same battery, but I understand to do all these things that I'm asking, you might need a developed battery that isn't able to keep up, and the tech in these batteries is fairly old compared to what you'll be able to do these days. So if you've got to change the battery, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. The front screen I'd like to be a bit bigger. So the glass on this is quite big, but the screen space isn't. I'd like the screen to be a bit bigger. I'd like it to be high def, and I'd like it to work at the same time as the back. I know, I ask a lot, but that would be super cool. At the moment, you look in the back screen, you press this button on the side, you go and turns it around to the front screen, and then turns it around to the back screen. It would be cool just to have the option to have it on both, and it would just help with framing a shot. And you're like looking at this and you're framing the thing, and then you go in front of it and make sure you're in the middle of it because you can see things like that. It's kind of a vlogging thing, and this could potentially, if it does this next thing, could mean this is the only vlogging camera you take. And here's the next thing. I reckon it needs to solve the audio problem. The audio out of camera is pretty good. However, if you want to mount a microphone, you put a USB-C adapter in the side that's made by Sonova, and then you plug your microphone into it and it works. It's the only option that does work. But what if you had an external microphone jack here? You could plug your microphone straight into the camera, so no like issues about is it going to fall out or do anything like that. It's nice and tight and snug. Obviously the door separates as you go through. That would be really cool. Now, to take an extra cool step, most epicness, build in a wireless audio transmitter. So it's built into this, and you then sell or it comes with it as an extra bundle, a microphone or a receiver that you can put on yourself, you can put to your belt and put a microphone on, you can do a few other things with, that automatically you just turn them both on and they sync with each other. It would be a game changer. It would be so cool. So that would be amazing. If you did that, people would just vlog with this all the time. It'd be the only camera. You'd probably buy two. So one set up as a time lapse and to do stuff, and then one to vlog on. I'd probably buy two, to be honest, like if you could achieve these things. Video looping would be really cool. That basically means when the video gets to 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you so determine, it starts to record back on itself, and it's great for things like dash cams, that if an accident or something amazing happens, that you are recording it, and then once that finishes you can stop the recording and it holds the last 10 minutes or the last 5 minutes of footage. It'd be just really cool to be able to do some video looping on this, and it would increase the functionality about when you might use it, and it would give you some other options too, creative options that you might need from time to time when you're in the field. What about horizon lock? Maybe they could call this rock solid. What a classic. Basically, I reckon a horizon lock at 45 degrees. So once you go at 45 degrees, I think it's fine. But you know, when you're sometimes like this, you set your camera like that, and you think it's straight because everything else is a bit wonky. It'd be cool that it just caught the horizon locked straight at up to 45 degrees, I reckon. So a horizon lock there. My final thought, which is so, I imagine, simple and easy to do, but would be so epic, to have a little indicator light on the top and on the bottom, that when you put it straight, it flashes and says it's green, which means you've got it dead flat. Because when you're setting this up, or you're setting up to vlog, or you're setting up to take a shot, it's really difficult to know what's dead straight, and you're guessing a fair bit. You can pull up your app, and Mimo app, and you can look and go, yeah, that looks pretty straight. But if you had a little light where you could go ding, all right, we're sweet, we're good to go, and we're done. Woo! Gosh, what do you think? I am pumped for the Osmo Action 2. And if you're watching this and you're like, I need one right now, I don't think it'll come out for another couple of months. It might even be longer. I think they've just kept us waiting and kept us waiting. I'm so pumped and so excited and anticipatory. So if you're waiting for it and you need one right now, buy the one. It's an amazing camera. There's a bunch of videos on my channel that explore it, explain it, and help you get the most out of it. But if you're thinking, yeah, I need one in the future, hang out for the OA2. I think it's going to be amazing whatever it does, especially if DJI are watching this and they're like, Ralph, that is outstanding. Come on our development team, be part of things, which I'm like, all right, guys. I just love DJI products so much. So pumped for the quality and the what they can do. All right, I'll come. But yeah, feel free, DJI, to steal any of these ideas. But who are we kidding? You're probably never going to watch this. If you want to, it would be amazing. But I understand. You've got plenty to do, like develop a brand new camera. Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe below. Thumbs up. See you in the next video. Bye. That was the fourth recording I've done of this video. First time the battery died. Second time the audio didn't work. Third time, I can't remember what happened third time. I'm out of voice now. Whew. So thanks for watching this far. You even watched the end bits, like the little takeouts. Here's one for you. I am pumped for number 2s. Sorry.